Alrighty, good evening, fellas. How are we doing? Did anyone actually join? I think there's 2 messages. So a few people have joined, I suppose, I hope. Good, man, good. Just came back from the gym, had a training with my private coach. So came back from work, been with my wife and kid, went I'm paying for a private coach in the gym, professional athlete, professional bodybuilder, basically. So came back, showered, saw my wife for a couple of minutes, and since I promised I'm gonna finally stream, here I am, fellas. Yeah, that's how it is. That's what it is. Let me just, before I share my screen, yeah, I mean, that's pretty much my everyday, right? It's very much filled with all sorts of activities, right? That's how it should be. You have one life, so you better fill it up with things to do, because you're not gonna get another chance at it, right? You're gonna get old eventually, and you will not be able to do most of these. Well, okay, well, you will, but not in the same intensity, right? So better do something useful with it. Yeah, fast walking, running. I mean, I do 10 kilometers a day now of walking, so around 50 kilometers every week, plus weekends, but let's not count that. But yeah, for sure, it's very good. It's very healthy for you. You lose a lot of calories, so you can eat whatever you want, and also it's yeah. So let's get started. So basically, a couple of days ago, I was doing some work on infrastructure, and now that works. So this was me SSHing into the server, right? Okay, so let's open up stuff slowly. Let's do some work. I think for the most part today we're going to be working on the API and the infrastructure, but let's just open it all up. Let me make sure nothing. Yeah, exactly, right. So we're going to open that up. And so all of our containers are running, most of them, right? So we'll have to figure that one out. So what I actually haven't finished, and that's what we started doing last time I streamed, was integrating the email basically inside of our notifications, right? So that's what we're actually going to do today. We're going to continue and hopefully finish that. So we introduce this additional table, right? Nice, man, nice, good. That's good. That's very good. So if you take a look at, ironically, yeah, it's Postgres. So we introduce this, you can see it there. So we introduce this notification tracker table to safeguard basically rate limits, so people can't spam the notifications and then our email service. So we're gonna go to the controller, or I guess somewhere to the utils maybe. Yeah, over here. So this is what we did last. Let me actually do one thing. Because this guy can be a little bit aggressive and annoying with the spelling and stuff, so I'm just gonna disable that for now. All right, so let's see what we've been doing. So basically, what I also did last time we streamed, I refactored that Redis logic a little bit, and now the hash tables we create for the users, they look like this. It's basically a hash of an ID, user ID, to the basic stringified JavaScript object. So that gives us some edge for some performance edge over there. So if we take a look at this, nice, man, thank you. Yeah, just keep on hacking at it. That's when programming is the best, when you're stuck, right? That is the struggle is when you're making progress. If you're not struggling, then you're not doing something right. Then you're probably not learning anything new. So if you ever find yourself not struggling, then you're not doing something properly. Then you're like, okay, am I stagnating? Am I doing the same thing all the time? So if you're not crying a little bit, you're not doing something correctly. That is when your dopamine that's when your body is feeling happy, when you're making these discoveries and, you know, breaking through. All right, so let's see what I did last. Okay, so yeah, so this was for the most part good. If we actually go to SendGrid service, right, we still need a few templates to design so we can release this to production. So if we actually continue over here, and it's probably going to ask me for the authenticator, two-factor authentication, right? Exactly. So if we do this 0633230. So basically what I did last, I believe, I don't know when I streamed the last time, it's been a couple of days. But if we go to email API, dynamic templates, right? Yeah, so here we have the notification. So this is the only one I basically made, right? Designed very quickly. So this is basically a notification you're going to get when somebody follows you. So if you preview this, it looks like this. You have a new follower. Just found this picture with a dog. And then somebody has followed you. And then when you click it, you go basically to that person's profile. So I think we could probably say, hey, that is sufficient, right? That is sufficient. So this is kind of what our template is going to inject, right? So username, name, pre-header, and a subject. So that's what we inject to this dynamic template data. That this is basically SendGrid's client, and that is great. That is great, right? So now that's good. Cedric, my friend, good evening. Okay, so basically this is good. I mean, so the system itself works now. Pretty much what we now need to do is create the rest of the templates, right? So you can see you have a new follower. So that one is fine. New comment on your article. So now we need another template ID. So we're going to go and pretty much, can we actually duplicate this? Yeah, we can duplicate. And let's call this article comment notification. So let's actually kind of namespace them like this. So let's say notification and then article comment. So we're going to duplicate that, and then we're going to rename this one. So we're going to say new follower, right? So we can, I wish that there was a way to group them here, but it's okay. So article comment, so if we go over here, so we're going to get a new ID. Leo, my friend, good evening. Good to see you, man. I love you. So new comment on your article. So we're going to inject this ID over here, and we can even, we can put these inside of environmental variables that it would make no sense. It would. Good man. Work, gym, private coach. I just had a private coach killed me a little bit now with a training, but I'm very good, man. Very healthy, very good, very happy. My YouTube channel has finally got some traction. Actually, I don't know what happened, to be honest. I'm still making the same videos, but as you can see, lately people have been liking it. I don't know why. I guess I've been making some videos finally. But you can see this happened pretty much past maybe 10 days. So it started going on June 6th. And then it kind of was, for this small channel of mine, right? Yeah, I don't know. But it's also, some of these subjects I like. Some of these subjects you literally have to cover for the sake of people subscribing. So it's a little bit sad reality of YouTube, right? The biggest problem with YouTube, right, is that the soft skills, this video I liked, right? This, I think it's very important for many people to watch, junior or senior. This is a very important video, right? But it's not recommended for some reason. But then programming is hard. Video is the best so far. 323 likes. How to lose credibility as a software engineer. This one was also good. I don't get it, right? How to avoid long discussions in pull requests. This was also good, right? So it's strange. I never know why, right? Why something works, why something doesn't work. But actually what I wish that it worked doesn't work. Like some of these videos that didn't get many views, I really wish people can watch for their own benefit, obviously, right? Because it's very important. So it's kind of, what the fuck? It's so hard to... it's so hard to, yeah, you figure out, like, yeah, why things work and why they don't work, you know? But I can tell you that people have no patience. I think my prediction in 5 years from now, latest videos will have to be like 7 seconds. It's right. Give me a second. Okay, so we're gonna create this new template just so we can then inject that there. And we're gonna go to this amazing resource that we used for a long time for Programmer Network, right? It's called okay, let's go with Made of Tears. Oh, Cedric, I'm sorry, I just read your comment. That's good, man. That's good, bro. I'm happy for you, man. Yeah. That's good, man. I mean, you know, you have to risk sometimes. I mean, it's very scary. There's nothing harder for all of us, myself included. Please don't, like, I'm probably even worse than you, even more cautious. I have a wife and a kid, right? So I hate risk. But you know, I mean, I also am getting all offers of incredible money, like 120,000, 130,000 euros a year, right? I mean, here in Europe, that's a lot, right? But I love my company where I work, right? So it's kind of, yeah, it's hard always, right? It's always hard. I love my team. I love going to work. I love the people, right? So that still keeps me more than the money itself, because I already make sufficient amount of money to be happy, right? Extra money always is good, but it's not, doesn't guarantee happiness, right? Once you go over some threshold, then you feel diminishing returns, right? Then the money can not translate into happiness. It can translate into, and I have several people in my life that I know that left super high paid jobs for literally almost some of them twice smaller salary, but now they're actually happy, right? So people conflate, when you're poor, money means everything. When you have no shelter, food, normal life, 100%. But once you get yourself to the middle level of some decent life, you can go to vacation and buy yourself something here and there, then it really, like, especially if you're intelligent enough to not give a shit about which car you drive, which brand you wear, right? I mean, I can afford any brand. I'm still wearing nameless shirts, you know, I buy in H&M or Amazon and shit. I just care that they're good quality. I would never actually wear a branded shirt unless they pay me. So unless these brands would literally come and pay me, I would never wear it, right? So if you can detach yourself from these stupid, idiotic things, right? Then it's even easier. Then you can, you know, Nick, my friend, good evening. Dude, like, it's brand and all of that, the status, you know. Some people, you know, maybe have very little to offer intellectually and in many other ways. And one of the ways to show that you're successful is to wear an expensive watch, or, right? Luckily, in our industry, that's not the case. Can I list you as my religion next time I ask? No, man. I mean, it's just, for me, man. I'm addicted to thinking. Like seriously, and I shit you not. This is not. I would be ashamed praising myself, but for me, you know, coming up with new insights every day in my own brain, not reading books or articles or LinkedIn posts. It's just so interesting to challenge thoughts, your own, man. I mean, there's no person that I argue more with than myself every day. Man, I'm walking to work every morning or whatever, and I'm literally thinking like, what the fuck are you talking about? I'm talking to myself. What the fuck are you thinking, man? That makes no sense, right? It's just so interesting to challenge yourself constantly. But it's also a danger because you start with too much philosophy, and then so it's a danger zone to get deep inside of these thoughts, right? So it's a balance, I guess. What the fuck? We need something that signifies comment, mobile messages, right places. Cassie, my friend. Exactly, Nick. Pretty much. Conversation. Maybe this one. Yeah, SVG, PNG. Let's try this one. So I guess we nuke this one and let's just hopefully we can do this one fast so we can write the codes. Where is it? We can write the codes. Everybody wants to write the codes. Maybe like this, yeah. Behind what? Good evening, Putna. Behind what exactly? You have any? Okay. Baxi, good evening, friend. How are you doing? We're very good. How are you? Okay, so we're gonna also send here the name of somebody, right? So basically, it's gonna be like, wait, where was it? Yeah, okay. So if we go to have a new follower, your comment received a like, new comment on your article. So I guess here we could say a subject, new comment has commented on your article, subject, pre-header. Yeah, okay, I see. So I'm just gonna kind of go here. I mean, is this super fun now? I mean, no, unfortunately, I agree. But that's just what it is. That's how it is. I have to do it. It's no other way. You have a new follower. So I guess here we're gonna just use the test date, a new comment on your. For now, we don't have to. Alexander has commented on your article. Shit. I mean, whenever you ask these types of questions, you need to define a little bit more. What do you mean behind whom and behind what, right? You have to be more specific. What do you think that you're gonna be behind? Because more precisely you compose your question, then more precisely I can decipher where your thoughts are coming from. Because I already know where your thoughts are coming from. You're influenced like 99% of people who come here, right? You're influenced by some YouTuber or some streamer, right? But I want to hear it coming from you, and then I'll answer. But I already know what's... Yeah, I mean, because once he writes it out, then he's gonna basically has its own answer, right? That is the point. Getting a person to you know yeah, for sure. I mean, you know, if once you learn to ask the right questions, then you basically almost it follows up with the answer itself. You don't even need someone to answer it, right? You just answer it yourself, right? I recently recorded a video. This is not a promotion. Like my videos are not selling anything. I don't gain anything from them. So this is if you want, you can watch it. If you don't want, I don't honestly care. But the main reason why I make these videos is because I keep getting these questions all the time when I'm streaming. So now I have a lot of them to reference instead of, now wasting, like Leo, for example, Cedric, Don't Drop the Database. They've been following me for a year. They've heard the same answer 17 billion times. I think every time I'm answering a question, Leo is putting his fingers in his mouth to vomit, right? So I just don't want him to vomit anymore. So I'm just gonna try to at least he can vomit maybe only once a week, but not every stream, right? He's probably like, oh, here we go again. Like fucking same answer for 700th time. I know, man. I know. I'm trying to help. Go to article. Okay, so basically here we need to include more metadata, right? Okay, so we will actually call this. I'm not gonna actually send an email. So let's just print some of these things like pre-header, username, name. No. Let's actually just print the whole notification here, right? So let's actually print the output of this. All right, something like this. Okay, so if we go to a Docker container of such, right? Over here, and then I suppose we go, this is production, sorry. Am I even running? Oh shit, this is my local Grafana and Prometheus 301 maybe. Or, I'm not running it. I see. All right, cool. Okay, cool. All right, nice. Okay, so if I and thank you everybody, for your follows and stuff. I don't want to keep thanking people because it becomes annoying and repetitive. Because there's like 20-30 people follow every stream, so it would be like just every 5 minutes repeating thanks for the follow. So it's considered. If you like the stream and if you like my YouTube channel, thank you very much for that. I'm very happy that you do. Okay, so this is basically leaving a comment. Leaving a comment. Yeah, but that's not sufficient, right? Keyboard that I have is actually I should probably let's add that. It's iQuinix. Wait, let me just add that. I'm very sorry for iQuinix. It's just like I need to become better at this because it becomes very disruptive towards because 7 million people have asked already. So this is my keyboard here. And I'm just going to go to this Streamlabs, right? Is that what it's called? Yeah, it is, right? Okay. Just going to go and add that so people don't... I think it's CloudBot, right? Chatbot. What is Chatbot? Oh, I see. Commands, I guess. Yes, okay. So, keyboard. All right, confirm. Can somebody now say keyboard? All right, cool. Thanks. There you go. Okay, nice. It's an amazing key. I have several mechanical keyboards. This is a very nice keyboard. It's a very expensive one. I think I paid like $200 something, but it's Smadi, my friend. Good evening. But it's a very nice keyboard. I have the one obviously with RGB because RGB improves my programming skills by 17%, but because it's not a split keyboard, am I even a programmer? Then I lose 23% of coding skills. Plus, I'm not using Vim, so I lose around 9% there. So basically, I don't gain anything by spending $200 because, I mean, come on. If this keyboard was kind of cut in half, then I would clearly write better code, right? Because everybody knows that the keyboard actually defines how smart you are. That's clear correlation you can make. Yeah, clearly. Okay, so here, This is the actual notification, the initial one. So let's actually print this one. Everybody knows that. I know that everybody like knows. It's just it's common knowledge. Keyboard is in fact something that defines your skills. So clearly. Yeah, there we go. Target name, ID, semantic type, comment. So we have the commentable ID, comment ID, commentable type. Keyboard is the most important thing in your career. Like, if you get like for every 100 euros you spend on a keyboard, your programming skills increase by around 11.7%. It's a proven fact out of my asshole. Trust me. Like you know, it's like I'm thinking to, you know, I'm waiting for like 1,000 euros keyboard to come out so I can become fully 100% efficient programmer. Because I'm going to be around 111% programming skills. And then if you can type fast, because everybody knows that programming is all about writing so many words every second. You know, yes, average programmer, actually, how many lines, look at this, does average programmer write a day? The average developer only commits 50 to 100 lines of code per day. Lovely. But if you can type faster, you can... It's not bullshit, it's actually correct. This is a correct average. Yeah, I mean, programmers are... Yeah, I mean, I know it's hard to understand this, but yeah. Okay, so anyway, going back to this, so it's actually a little bit weird over here when I'm translating my stuff from the actual Redis, right? Because my Redis has a cache, right? Which means that this thing over here, where am I actually doing the translation to so wait a minute, so I'm called resolve notification references. Yeah, so yeah, that's a little bit weird. I see what's happening. I see. No, all good, all good. Yeah, I remember now. It's all good. So I suppose resolve notification references, so we get the notification over here. All right, so it's a little bit strange because it's almost as if... Because, yeah, we can see here commentable type, so this is like a polymorphic way, right? Cranberry, thank you, buddy. Commentable ID, actor ID, commentable type, right? Here's the, how was it, sugar daddy. I love you, man. Thank you. I mean, thank you because, thank you for being here, man. Having few of you guys who are sticking around this channel, as I said so many times, I appreciate that. I respect that a lot. That makes me stream. Commentable type, yeah, so commentable ID is the actual thought, it's the resource itself. So how come that, yeah, how come that this logic fails to resolve articles? If you take a look at our Redis database, no, that's Postgres. So if you take a look at articles, did we create this hash? We did, right? ID to slug. I have a question regarding free time projects. Where do you get the drive to work on another project? Is it just a matter of wanting it enough, or maybe purposely using a different tech stack to make it feel fresh? Lenso, I think it's honestly just a matter of want, right? A lot of people, last stream there was a person here who asked the same question. He said, "Oh, I want to do it, but you know, when I get home, I fall asleep from work," right? And that's a huge contradiction. I genuinely believe that if you want something badly, you're gonna do it, right? And once one applies that very simple logic to life, It's like then things become more clear. Because the thing is, man, I would not, just because I'm doing this time to time, it doesn't mean that it's the right thing to do. In fact, there are way greater things you can do after work than write code, right? So this is not something I suggest. This is not something, again, I suggest completely opposite of this. Life is way beautiful. World is way beautiful to sit non-stop behind writing some gibberish, right? I do this because I enjoy it. I enjoy streaming time to time. I enjoy having fun with you guys, and that's it. Once I stop enjoying it, I'm gonna stop doing it, right? I would never forcibly do this, right? I don't need this. There's nothing except fun. This YouTube channel or this Twitch doesn't provide anything for me. It's actually it's a liability for me, right? So I could do consulting work and make shit tons of extra money besides my salary, right? So I do this because I want to, not because I need to or I have to or somebody's forcing me. I don't care, right? I mean, up until a week ago, I haven't streamed in 2 months because I wanted to focus on other things, right? Absolutely, I would love to review your project, yes. So ask yourself, truly be honest with yourself, do you really want to do a project? Because I think a lot of you guys, again, are very influenced, right? And maybe you don't want to do it. That is the thing. Maybe you actually don't want to do it. Okay, so we're missing a commentable type here. That's why. Yeah, okay. So basically over here, what we can actually do is something like this, right? We can say this dot. It's and again, like, don't pressure yourself, man. It's wanting to build projects is not a natural thing. You know what's the great analogy? People often ask a question like, hey, how come developers don't start more companies, more projects? That's like asking, how come that chefs don't open restaurants, right? Working as a chef and opening a restaurant requires vastly different skills. To open up a restaurant, you need to find an accountant, other chefs, bartenders, find a place to open your restaurant at, have the time and investment and money, right? So asking why developers don't build more things is like asking why chefs don't, or why medical professionals don't open, every single one of them, their own little, whatever these things are called, medical institutions, right? So it's building a product and working for a company that builds product. These things are so different, vastly different. You can see that I'm building everything here. Infrastructure, front-end, back-end, design, marketing, ads, all of that. And then I also have to show up and do it, right? So that's why. That's why. There we go. There we go. So now it's translated. Okay, so we missed that thing. What do you use for your notifications? Good evening, buddy. I don't use anything. I built my own notification system. My pleasure, Lenzo. So if you're ever wondering what you should build, people very often ask, developers ask, what should I build? If you are asking that question, you should probably not build anything. You probably shouldn't build anything. You should build things that is almost like saying, hey, I have this hammer and a saw in my workshop. What should I use it for? You have some skills, and it's like, waking up and randomly painting a wall because you're bored, right? You're probably not going to enjoy it. But if your wife, husband, boyfriend, girlfriend tells you, hey, we need to paint the wall, you're going to feel some purpose. It's like, hey, actually, I'm doing this because our walls are shitty, right? So it's the same with the products. If you don't have a problem to solve or something that you're passionate with, then don't do it. It's better not to do it than do it half-ass, right? Because people don't realize that they never finish anything because they don't care about it. They're not building a product, they're building code. You need to obsess about building a product, not writing code. Code, nobody gives a shit about code, right? Code is irrelevant. It's meaningless. Nobody cares. So that is the thing. So once you can obsess yourself by building something and writing code is a side effect of that, Then you're going to build something. Until then, you're not going to build anything. Because anybody can write code. That's the easiest part of this job, is writing code. Literally, there's nothing easier in this job than writing code, right? But building something meaningful and building it until the end, and having users to use it and keep it alive in production and blah, 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 blah. That is the challenge, right? we don't have real-time notifications. I'm using polling. So if you go to programming network to production and you have the programming network active, I'm going to poll every 30 seconds. So I'm not using WebSockets because it's pointless, right? Adding an additional layer of complexity as such, it would make no sense. I don't have web push. I don't have push notifications yet. This Friday, my colleague from work, Johan, is coming to my place. So we're going to actually implement a push server here at my place. But my notifications are very simple. My UI just pulls my API, right? So you can see if we stand here now and wait a little bit, we're gonna soon get my API. So it's basically just an interval. So every 30 seconds, if the tab is active, right? So I don't need WebSockets. 99% of projects that have notifications don't have WebSockets. Heck, even the GitHub doesn't use WebSockets for their notifications. They're also using polling, right? So these guys as well are not implementing. These guys are not implementing any complexity when they don't need it. So this is the whole point. In rare occasions, you need notifications. You need WebSockets for notifications, right? That's a very rare occasion. Will I be streaming it? I mean, it's up to him. If he feels comfortable being on the stream, sitting here on the same table next to me, absolutely, why not? But I have to ask him. It would be silly to force him to stare at the camera, right? But he's a great guy. He's he works in my team, and I love him, and he's a great guy. My team is just a bunch of amazing people. So yeah, why not? I mean, if you guys would like that, but of course I cannot talk on behalf of him. He has to make such decision, not me. Okay, so I'm sorry, let me just, so I think I can get rid of this one, right? Yeah. And I'm just gonna print this once more. So wait, this is production, right? Yeah. So I'm just gonna go to localhost and, I mean, I'm his tech lead, so he can't be honest. Maybe if I go to the bathroom, he can then answer that question. Alex, can you just go to the bathroom while I answer this question to the guys? No, I'm just kidding. He's yeah, we don't compare like that, right? We all some things they do better than me, and some things I do better than them. Clearly, right? There's no such thing as better. We operate as a team, right? We complement. It's basically like with your girlfriend or boyfriend. You hopefully find somebody that can complement the things that you're missing as a person. That's the people usually try to seek identical twins of themselves, but that's wrong. You want to find a person that fills in these gaps that you have, and vice versa, right? So it's the same with the team. It's when you're hiring, it's best to hire people that can actually do something better than you, because why the fuck are you hiring people that have the same experience, right? It makes no sense, because that's not very useful, isn't it? Is it? Yeah, this is so annoying. I'm sorry, guys. I also get a little bit distracted by so many questions. Give me a second. So here, basically, now we can return a... why is this thing not... so we have a commentable ID, and that is the resource. But it would be also better if we also return the type. Yeah, here we have the commentable type. So I think we have to kind of return that because we need it for the logic inside of here. So we're going to actually get here the commentable type. Yeah, exactly right. And then here, so if we could generalize this somehow, so instead of kind of exposing this low level details to this client, we can maybe just expose an article link or something like that, some things, right? So here, commentable type is the type of this polymorphic resource that we have. So if commentable type is okay, so we are actually already using it. Sorry, so my which line 66? Cedric, my friend, dude, my friend, my pleasure, dude, my pleasure, of course, man. I mean, I didn't do anything. It's just, you can see it's just good sometimes to run something by line 66. Is it good practice to destructure? Yeah, of course. Why not? I mean, if you're referring to this, of course it is. Why wouldn't you want to destructure, right? Yeah, for sure, man. We sometimes need that, all of us. See you, man. Big regards to you and your better half, man. So this commentable ID, so this low-level detail, we're not going to expose out of this function. So we're going to do instead, basically, we need this commentable ID. I mean, it's everything about simplicity, right? That's the art. So if metadata commentable type is article, new comment on your article name has, yeah, exactly. I'm just thinking here, so basically what we could do, yeah, I mean, yeah, so yeah, I mean, so let's just, yeah. So we're gonna do something like this, right? We're gonna expose that instead, because yeah, this is, I mean, I've designed the system so it's kind of, and then over here we can, if it basically exists, we'll send it in, right? Actually, I'm just gonna do it like this, article slug for now, because we need to first make sure that all of these templates work, and then at one point in time do another round of cleanup and stuff. So you cannot optimize things that don't work yet. That's the biggest problem with many developers, is that you try to overly perfect things that don't yet actually function fully. Comment received a like. Yeah, this is a tough one. Because here we would need to actually, is there even such a notification? I don't remember that I implemented that. So if I go to some resource that hopefully has some comments, did we not generate any comments with Faker? Yeah, this is all fake data. No, it doesn't seem so. So I would need to basically create a comment here, right? And then I would need to log in incognito, localhost 3001. Then log in like a different account. I have few of these dummy accounts. Shit, man. What did I comment on? Wait, so what if I do this? Did I? Yeah. Yes, over here. Let me just get it. So if I do a like. Okay, so actually we do have it, right? So your comment received a like. Okay, good. So this actually works. Ah, so nice. So nice. Actually, it has all of the stuff that I need. Ah, beautiful. Okay, cool. So that's also very good. So we just need to create a separate template on SendGrid. So that's very nice. Okay, well, sometimes I surprise myself. That's good. So this one is also covered, basically. So let's just smack this fella in just for a moment. And then let's create another dynamic template, right? So we're going to leave this one for now. It's not done yet, but we'll save it. And then, yeah, so we're going to, actually, yeah, we can, in fact, just duplicate this one, right? And then notification, what was this one? Your comment received a like. Comment liked or whatever, I don't know. Just distinct names to be able to write. Okay, so we're gonna go edit this fella now. So we're gonna go here, we're gonna grab this dynamic template ID so we can smack it in over here, right? Yeah, so we smack it over here. That's great. Yeah, exactly. Okay, just gonna grab this name over here so I can paste it inside of that thing. Cool. Okay, and you know, yeah, so the subject and stuff. So we'll just do a little. We're gonna go to the preview, I guess. Show data. Then from my API, your comment received a like. This we're gonna review this at one point in time. Let's not dive into these irrelevant details. So let's just arbitrarily figure out how this is gonna appear. So I'm gonna say John Doe liked your comment, and then I guess go to article is still correct here as well, because you want to go, you cannot go to a comment. But and somebody asked a question on YouTube. Hi, I'm new to React and I'm working on a mid project with a few friends. Is it better to learn Redux or Zastline? Well, I mean, it's not better to learn either of them unless you know why do you need them, right? I think you should definitely learn Redux and a Flux pattern for sure. But you first need to answer me, why do you want to learn Redux now in the first place? What do you need Redux for? So if you can answer that question for me, I'm very happy to answer more questions to you. So the question is, why do you need Redux? What for? And don't take me wrong, I'm using Redux, for example, here in Programming Network. I wrote even my own version of Redux many years ago. So I'm not against Redux. Redux or a Flux pattern is beautiful. It's just I want to know, why do you need Redux? What for? Because, you know, there's many ways to manage state, and Redux is, in most of these cases, is not necessary, right? Oh, wow, like post. Huh. That's interesting. Okay. Zaire, good evening. Full social life. I'm very good, my friend. Very good. Been at work. Had a gym session with my private coach. Been with my kid, my wife. And now I promised yesterday that I'm gonna stream, so I didn't wanna lie, basically. So I'm like, okay, I promised, and yeah, I need to deliver that promise. And I'm here with you, fellas. And also, I mean, I miss streaming. I miss this stuff, and I miss making progress on this platform a lot. Actually, I wish I had more time and more resources to devote to this. But you know, as they say, always be careful what you wish for. So your comment received a like. John Doe liked your comment. Okay, so that's good. We can save this one as well. So that's good. This is gonna be so we're gonna need a username, and then we're gonna need an article slug. So we called it an article slug. That's one of the other dynamic strings that we're gonna pass, parameters, right? So let's just say foo, whatever. And then we need to construct that URL. So if we go design, we go to this button, right? Here is going to be username, and then it's going to be this almost like a handlebars. If some of you know if you remember days of handlebars, we just interpolating here some variables. We're going to say article slug. Save, preview. Yeah, okay, that's good. So that's great. Okay, so save that. So now we have your comment received a like. We have new follower, let's just review that as well. Yeah, unfortunately, that's just necessary. So if we preview this, you have a new follower. Alexander has followed you. Check it out. Maybe instead of check it out, maybe we should say here something else like, well, I mean, Nekilik, I can see you're my country, like we come from the, so if you want to be a software engineer, right, you need to be able to answer that. If you need to, it's imagine you're not, imagine you're a carpenter, right? Imagine this, let me try, I always use these analogies, I'm sorry if some of you are sick of them, because, but I try to simplify these things by not talking about programming. Imagine you're a carpenter, and your friend, another carpenter, comes to you and says, hey, should we buy a bazooka, right? That is your question right now, is basically the similar to yours, right? You need to be able to know why you want to introduce a tool, right? It's not sufficient to say I want to use it. That's not the answer, engineering answer. That's like saying, to any other industry, let's buy a tractor. Imagine you're a carpenter and your friend comes, another carpenter, and says, hey, should we buy a tractor for carpenting, right? You need to know why do you want to learn something and use it. So you don't know, it seems, right? So you should not learn anything right now. You should focus on building your application. And when you stumble upon these problems over time, you will go back and understand what you have to use, because your research relative to that problem will lead you to using Redux or Zusland or something else, right? But you don't use these things up front just because somebody told you. I mean, that's not what programming is. You don't program things or use tools because somebody told you. That is very inefficient and it makes no sense, right? So right now, my suggestion is you shouldn't learn any of them. What? Oh, check out Alexander's profile. Fuck, I for some reason. Raps, dude. Oh my god, I thought you forgot about me. I'm like, am I not his favorite streamer anymore? Is that what we're talking about here? Is that what's happening? I was thinking, Then I cried below the cold shower, but here you are, and I feel better. What's up, man? You graduated. Nice, man. That's a great milestone. Make sure to one of my product managers, actually my current product manager, he kind of gave me an advice a couple of years ago. When I reached some milestones at work, I was promoted and stuff, and he told me, you know what, Alex, make sure, man, that you buy something for yourself. Gift yourself. Every time you make a win, every time you win something in life, you do something nice. He said, gift yourself with something. Don't take these things for granted, right? They are important. So, if you haven't, gift yourself something, a watch or something, just so you can feel the sense of, yeah, it's a very good advice. I agreed with him pretty much. So whenever you reach some milestone in life, make sure to to congratulate yourself. Don't take everything for granted, because otherwise then the success is going to become just another thing. You will never learn to oh, I succeeded in this new thing. Let me pause. Let me internalize that. Let me celebrate for a week. Let me understand that I worked so hard and now I got here. Otherwise, you're always gonna be hungry for something, right? Of course, man. There you go. That's good, man. That's good. You should have. Of course, some people are not fortunate enough to be able to afford these things, and some people, unfortunately, don't have the ability to do that. But for those people who can afford to say, hey, actually, you know what, man, I've been studying like shit, or I've been working out, I've lost 10 kilos of weight, whatever it is. you know, don't forget to stop for a second and say, hey, actually, fuck, that's cool, you know. I should you know, sit and you know, internalize that a bit. Lenzo had a question. One more question, if you don't mind. What would you say the right order of doing things when designing and implementing an app? Okay, so Lenzo, I'm going to give you the theoretical. I'm going to give you a theoretical. I'm going to give you. Okay, let me just maybe let me make a little video about this. Let me just actually no, it's fine. Actually, maybe I could. So one more question, if you don't mind. What would you say is the right order of doing things when designing and implementing an app? Having the design ready and then implementing backend plus frontend and in parallel feature by feature. Okay, so this is a good question, right? And let's answer it in a theoretical way and then in a practical way, right? So in theoretical way, right? In my experience, all these years, patterns like Storybook, when possible, are the best way to build full stack apps. So in theory, and you will understand in a minute why I say in theory. In theory, the front end itself should define how the API looks like, not the vice versa. Why? Well, because the UI and UX is the app. Your backend is basically just feeding the data it needs. So you first, it's in many circumstances, it's way easier to design your API properly when you know how your UI looks like, what the UI needs. Because in general, you will always have a front-end facing API that should deliver as perfect data to your front end as possible. Ideally, your component should call some microcontroller and get the perfect data for that view. Of course, this is in theory, right? It's not always possible. So the workflow would be, you know, you design something, you have your components in, let's say, Storybook, and then you kind of know what these components, what props they have, you know, what data they need, and then you design a Swagger spec, right? Swagger spec with these things, right? Then you start with the Swagger, you create your schemas, you know, you just already know what your API should return, right? You can literally hard code it in your API. You go somewhere to your API and you hard code like foo bar, right? So you can already connect your front end and back end with hard coded data. Then you can go back on top of your return and say, okay, let me now write queries, right? But this is theory, right? Programming is so easy when you read books. Clean Code, Four Horsemen, Pragmatic Developer, Pragmatic Programmer. It's so easy when you read books, when you read LinkedIn posts. It's so easy. Just write perfect software. Just follow these things and you're going to write perfect. Actually, nobody writes perfect software, and all of these things, all of these people who are writing this shit, they probably never wrote software in their lives. Because if they did, they wouldn't be writing such nonsense, right? So we have the theory. We have basically bullshit crap. Shit dick, right? I'm sorry. I get literally just triggered, right? So you have this type of thing, right? And then you have the practical way, right? Sorry, I just get pissed a little bit because I wrote software with people, built products for so long. Then you have practical way. Practical way is this. You have to work with a shitty API. I worked with nearly every single API from all of these unicorn companies, all of these FANG companies, and these APIs are terrible. I worked with Google's APIs, with AWS APIs, with LinkedIn sources, Google Ads API, literally like so many, and they're terrible. So you have to work around in many ways around these things so you can do your own service, your own microservice that fetches that stuff. Then you have permission issues. Then you don't know, their documentation is outdated. They claim that this permission is required, but it's not, blah, 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 right? Then you have people. And people, all of us, we make mistakes, right? People make mistakes. We are not perfect, and we are not books, right? So people get sick, they hate their jobs, they're they hate their life and shit like that, right? So again, where I'm going with this, to cut it short, I hope, is that in theory there's a perfect process and it just works. In practice, you have to get shit done, right? So in practice, build it however you can with all the possible permutations in your team. And this is always the case, right? So we all have great ideas and we all perfectly imagine how things are going to work out, and they never do, right? They never do because, again, variability of this, it's many things. People quit your job, people get sick for 3 days, and etc., 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 right? So in theory, you can do these things. Just do this and then this and then this and then this and then this and this and this, and it's perfect software. Just do these 17 steps properly, right? Come on and shut the fuck up, right? So my point to you is, no matter if you're working on your own or not, find whatever works for you. You're going to fail anyway in certain steps, like all of us do, like I'm failing now. Show continuity, discipline, build it, refactor it, improve it, make it better, optimize it when you have to, and that's really reality. You can have the greatest plan possible. With greater the plan is, more you're going to set yourself up for failure. This is a paradox that I discovered throughout my own career. You can sit down and plan for 3 days, and you're going to fail more if you plan for 2 hours. You're going to fail because you're going to have all of these assumptions how things are going to turn out, but then nothing is going to turn out like that, or some things will not turn out like that. Then you're completely thrown off. Like, fuck shit, man. These 17 steps depended on these other steps working out, but they didn't, right? So be pragmatic. Plan in small iterations. You want to build. Look at this notification system I'm building, right? This notification system, up until now, didn't even have emails. You would have to log in, and if somebody liked some shit, it's shown here. Now version 2 is going to be, okay, well, let's actually send an email so people know that somebody did. Maybe in the next version, it's going to be, I don't know, fucking SMS or push notification. But you have to build things in iterations. You don't have the time to build every feature perfectly. So think about what you have to build today. So, I mean, having any notification system, I mean, just random example, is better than having no notification system. So we can agree on that. So no matter how simple you build it, it's going to provide value than if you don't have it, right? So this is how you build things, right? Your plan, you can plan your whole life. Like these people who start gym. These people who start gym, they get new shoes, Adidas and Nike, everything. They're fucking perfect. I'm going to commit 3 times a week. Cardio 15 times a week. Fucking bench press. Yeah, what happens, like, they don't go to the gym. These new shoes are just collecting dust, and, they get more fat. So because they overthink it, right? It's like, yep, I'm going to plan this perfectly, and I'm going to execute perfectly. You will not, man. You will not, right? Yeah, that's what it is, man. That's how it is. That's the reality. That's the reality of my experience. I've failed probably more than anyone here. That's normal. I've built things for many years now, working for companies and shit like that. And failure is literally, if there wasn't for failure, I would not be able to do this job because I would be bored all the time. I would never learn anything new, because imagine that everything was always just working. That would fucking suck, man. That would be a terrible job, right? So you learn this as you build real things, real products. You learn that everything is iteration. More micro iterations you can do, more you isolate the space for failure. So as quickly as you can, get that version 0.1 to your product manager, to your CTO, to the other stakeholders in your company, and make sure to don't put too much stress on you, because a lot of people who are working on these projects for too long, they put so much pressure on themselves because they're building something for so long, and then they don't know at one point, it's like, shit, man, am I building the right thing, right? Release things incrementally, open them up using, use launch darkly, use launch darkly, or any service where you can do A/B testing, where you can expose feature only to certain people in your organization. That way, it's going to be very agile. It's going to be very dynamic, etc., etc., etc. Right? So don't wait until the feature is perfect. It's never going to be perfect, and it's never going to be without bugs. You can spend 10 years building something; it's going to have bugs always, because your ass is not going to think about certain scenarios, because it's impossible to think about everything. Right? So you will never write software without bugs. Such software doesn't exist. There's no such thing. If somebody tells you otherwise, they're lying to you. 100% lying to you. All right, cool. So now we have 3 templates. Let's actually test them. Let's test if this crap actually works. So I'm logged in here as Alexander, right? Yeah, I think so. Yeah, okay. So I'm going to actually go now here. I'm going to go to localhost 3001. I'm going to log in with a different account. And because I'm using actually production environmental variables just for this email service, in theory now we should get an email. I should get an email when I like my stuff. So if I go here, if I go to my profile and I follow, let's take a look at the Docker container. So the email actually has been sent. So if I go to this email I used for this account, we should see an email. Yes, you have a new follower. If I click it, it takes me to... Oh yeah, because sorry, this is taken to... It's good, it's just this user doesn't exist in the production whatsoever. Why is the image not here? You have a new follower. Did I not publish this? Or 1 second, Leo, I'm with you. So weird. Oh wait, let me change the music. I'm sorry. Let's go with actually cranberries. I don't know why cranberries came to my mind, but let's go with cranberries. Let's go. Yeah, sure. Let's go with this. Exactly. Okay, so I'm sorry. Let's go back here. So why is this image not rendered? Let's take a look at that. Let me just open this on my my phone. Give me 2 seconds. Blah blah blah. You have a new follower. Yeah, actually, yeah. Fuck, it looks like shit. Yeah, because we're not supporting the dark mode, so we'll need to try to render these images as SVGs or something like that, or at least try to remove the background. But okay, so interesting, huh? That is a little bit that is a slight bummer, but it's okay. Let's screw that. We don't care. We don't care about the style, right? Let's just make sure it works. So the follower works, right? Okay, great. So that's very good. I'm happy with that. So let's go back here and I just follow this. That's great. Let me like the article. Your comment received a like. Okay, cool. There we go. Okay. Almost, right? So that's good. Your comment received a like. I like that. Your comment received a like. Idea maker liked your comment. So I can see that I can see that we're not evaluating the okay, this is actually inaccurate. No, it's inaccurate. Your comment received I didn't like the comment, right? Didn't I? I liked the actual article. Okay. Let's go to the API. Yeah, I see. So basically, Yeah, we'll refactor this logic later. I absolutely don't care. So basically here we need to say if, and we should probably create an enum like this is also pretty terrible, but it doesn't matter. So your article received a like, name liked your article, right? All right, cool. So if we go back here, obviously this is no longer gonna exist. That's fine. Let's just ID is at programmer password, right? Yes, okay. So let's go back over here. Should still be logged in, yes, okay. So if I find myself again, and I find my own article and then I like it. Okay, so we got a sending email notification. Article ID, shit, okay. Oh, what? Okay, so these are basically just merely details, right? Because I can see here we have an article ID as well, which is slightly weird though, because if I... give me 1 second, I'm going to answer that question in a moment. Yeah, so over here we evaluate that, right? So we get this bare notification. So this notification gets an article ID, right? Article slug commentable ID. Yeah, that's so weird. Yeah, we'll need to evaluate this. It doesn't really matter. It's not terrible. It's not super great, but it's not terrible either, right? Thank you very much for subbing on YouTube. I appreciate that. VS Code theme. It's a default VS Code theme. It's dark plus default dark. Okay, let me just focus, fellas, for a second here. So target ID type like. Okay, so type. If type is like and metadata type is article, right? That's what we are kind of type. Yeah, metadata type article. That's all correct. Then we're gonna have an article ID over here, right? Okay, so yeah, so the way that we then evaluate this, I suppose, yeah, has to. So I hate this very. Not a huge fan of this very imperative code, but it doesn't matter. I'll just say article slug. Yeah, so we're actually gonna do it like this. If comment and article, new comment on your article. So yeah, so it's a little bit weird, right? So let's actually figure out because why do we have article ID like this? Let's actually go into, I don't remember how I did this. If you get over to the controller, where do we or maybe to the index, right? Yeah, over here somewhere. So it should really be commentable ID. It should be a generic thing, right? Articles, notifications required. Okay, so here we have article reaction schema. So actor ID and article. Okay, I see. Okay, I see. So commentable ID is just when it comes to the comment. Okay. So I suppose yeah, okay. So every time that we're type in the metadata is article, we're gonna have the article ID, I suppose, right? Yeah. Okay. Comment like article comment. So yeah, so we're missing a template. So your article received a like, your comment received a like. So yeah, we'll need to refactor this a little bit. I mean, eventually, just because, yeah, it's not very great. Because this is also inaccurate, right? Your comment received a like, because yeah, that's wrong. So basically this has to be here. This thing essentially has to, yeah, because you can leave a comment on various the different types of things, not just on this, right? So this is essentially should be a new comment on your, should probably be like, this should be a template literal, right? And then this should be on your, nah, it should be basically notification type, right? Has commented on your notification type. So this way we could generalize it, right? At least. Then we don't need to provide the template IDs here. And then here, basic. So actually we can have some sort of switch statement later on. So comment on your article, and I guess, is that the one? Article comment, exactly, yes. So this template ID actually goes here. If type is a like and it's a comment, then we have a different one. Comment like, that's correct, yes. You have a new follower. Yeah, I mean, this in theory could be left here because there's nothing really else you can follow, I guess, other than, but yeah, you can actually follow a tag as well. But yeah, that's not, yeah, no, never mind. So that's okay, I guess. Your article received a like. Yeah, so this one we don't have a template for, right? Article. So I guess we can duplicate this one. Notification article liked, duplicate. Just copy this thing so we can reuse it. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we can actually reuse it, but it's still better that we have a separate template for it. It's fine. Your article, yeah, exactly, right? So if we go preview, your article received a like. John has liked your article. It's just the dummy data. We're going to pass this from API anyway. So go to article. Yeah, that's kind of correct. Yeah. Yeah. And then, so we saved, yes, we did. So let's go and article liked. Let's grab this template ID here. Yeah, exactly, right. So if we smack this bad boy over here, your comment received a like. Yeah, so we can then get rid of that. Is there any other action in Programmer Network today? I don't remember when I implemented this. Is there any other notifications? So you can follow someone. You can comment on a thought, right? You can comment on an article. So that's, yeah, did we cover that? Comment received a like, new comment on your notification type. Yeah, exactly. So this is now kind of generic, right? So that's good. Lenso, thank you very much, man. That's very kind of you. So comment, yeah, I mean, this again in theory, like, yeah, exactly. So this as well should be, yeah. No, it's great. It's good. So I guess, yeah, we'll see about that. course, man. Thank you very much. I appreciate you being here as well. Seriously, thanks a lot, and I'm glad that you find it the stream useful to some degree. So thanks, man. Yeah, we'll see about that. I'm not honestly sure yet. Not sure yet. We need to test this, and then yeah, once it fully works, then we're gonna obviously clean this up and make it awesome. So I'm not. That is the least of my concerns that I have right now. I absolutely don't care about that. Okay, so yeah. So if I go to myself again, yeah, let's try to follow. Let's take a look at our container here at our yeah. So that shouldn't practically work, right? Have a new follower. So, okay, so that's good. Let me just remove this. Also remove this. Okay, so good. Then we go here, and I'm gonna like an article. Let's see what happens now, though. Okay, your article received a like by our DM maker. Okay. So let's see. Yeah, okay. Okay, that's good. That's good. Yeah, the URL is wrong, though. The URL is wrong because we're sending the wrong... So this basically should be Alexander, right? Okay, so wait a minute. Let me just make sure that it is in fact wrong. So if we go back here, idea maker, your article, yeah, so it's this expression here. An article received a like, your article received a like, name liked your article. Article slug. Yeah, exactly right. Okay, I see what's happening. Completable dev. Good evening, my friend. How are you doing? So no, so it's fine, right? So the username is the actor. So the actor, the person that did the action, right? So we basically also need you want to go to your own article that was liked by somebody. It's like somebody liked your article, right? So it's different when somebody follows you, then you want to go to their profile, right? So that's okay, right? So we just need to do I translate any actor ID notification method? Yeah, let me just print this again. It's fine. Just going to actually go ahead here and everything's fine. Good to see you, man. I was actually wondering where you were. Okay, so I'm going to go again to Alexander. I'll just, whatever, follow. I don't care. Doesn't matter. I just want to see. So actor ID. Yeah, the target ID. Okay, so we actually do have the target ID, right? Yeah, here's the target ID. It's the target email. I see. So let's say target slug or whatever. We'll again let's not lose our mind over these irrelevant details, right? Blah blah blah. So target slug, right? So we're gonna do something like this, obviously, right? And then clean that up eventually. And if we get over here, because it's really unclear. Hey, what is a target, right? Yeah, man. Yeah. I've been at work, then with my wife and kid, and then went to the gym. I had on Tuesdays and Thursdays I have sessions with my private coach at the gym. So I had a very good session in the gym, and yeah, now I'm here with you guys for like 1.5 hours already. Yeah, pretty much. A notification article liked. So yeah, if we go back here, I think I'm thinking this through properly. So this username here should actually be target slug. So basically you are the target. So you, right? Yeah. Article liked, new follower, article comment. I think it's the same here. Somebody left a comment on your article, right? So same basically. Of course, we could evaluate this URL and send it from the API as well. We could simplify this. There are many ways, but who cares for now? So target slug and then article slug, right? Article slug, yeah. All right, cool. That's very good. That's very good. I like that. I like that. I think that makes sense. All right. Alrighty. Alrighty. Okay, so if I, let's hope, do this. So we did send an email. Let's take a look at that. So yeah, I did type that right, Did I? Yeah. Did we export this bad boy? Target slug. Ah, shit, my bad. Sorry. No, I mean, yeah, it's the target ID. So this should be an alias, right? So that's what we forgot. That's what we forgot. Every time I make a mistake, it's we. Okay. So that's good. I think this should fix it pretty much. Let's try that again. So Alexander. Okay, cool. So we should have received a new one now. Fucked. Oh, never mind. All good. Exactly. There we go. Okay, nice. Obviously, this is not going to open up because it's local. But if I go to localhost 3001, I believe. What's happening? Did we... All right. I don't know what happened there. Something fired out, but let's fix it. Is it? Oh, shit, it's a wrong port entirely. All right, cool. And I suppose we restarted the server, did we? Yeah, exactly. Alexander articles. Oh, yeah, is there really an articles? Wait a minute. Oh, maybe. Shit, what is this? Cassie, my friend, always a pleasure, man. Thank you for even just coming by and saying hi, man. I appreciate that a lot. And I hope whatever you're up to these days, that it's awesome, man, as always. Okay. Save that. So basically, article liked. Wait, is this the one that we just updated? Yeah, it is. Okay, so article liked, comment liked. Just want to get done with this shit. Okay, article username. Yeah, I think that's okay. Cheers, my friend. Cheers to you as well. Yeah, okay, that's good. Okay, I think now we should kind of be done with that. So let's try once again. It seems fine to me now. Did we... Oh, wait. I know, because now our safeguard is now kicking in. So that's good. So let's leave a comment instead. So that should have fired off the... Yeah, exactly, it did. So that's good. New comment on your article by a DM maker. Ah, fuck. New comment on your article by a DM maker. Yeah, and this is the problem, right? So here it should be Commentable ID. So that is the exception, right? I mean, you have actually no idea what I'm talking about. I get that, but I do know. Yeah. Okay. That's good. That's good. That's good. That is actually very good. So I think we might have solved it now. So I'm gonna go and try to leave a comment on my own post. Cool. Yeah, there we go. Okay, that's good. Yeah, and if we just go to localhost 301, we should be able to see that. Or whatever it was. What was it? Articles. Okay, so this keeps taking us to production. Doesn't matter. I think it's fine. I think it should be good. I think it should be good. Yeah. Okay. Then the next thing I guess we want to test is... Oh my god. All right. Let's go here. Like that. Ah, fuck. Copy link. Actually, fuck, that's not good, man. Why is it getting why is this article slug wrong? Fui system female, what the fuck is that, man? How? Yeah, that's not correct. It's almost like it's evaluating the cache wrong. Is that possible? Let's go to Redis cache. That's really bad if it's happening. Fui system female south. Ouch. Okay. Oh shit, man, I know what's the problem. It's the development environment issue, I think, most likely. Could it be? Could it be that my cache is kind of obsolete, right? Let's see if there's any of these articles actually existing right now, because every time I restart my API, we just generate the new faker data, but maybe the cache doesn't regenerate, right? Probably doesn't, right? I can see there's... Like, let's see, is there actually an article with this ID locally? Actually, we can check in Postgres, right? Take a look at our Postgres here in articles. Let's see, is there a where slug equals, oops. Yeah, so that is the problem. Okay, shit. That is yeah, that is crazy. Okay. So if we go to our cache and we go to our app where we're calling this, let's see what the hell is happening. So here I'm calling create Redis hashes, right? Yes. I do this, blah, 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 blah. So every single time I'm going to get the new resources, so new users that we faker generated, right? So essentially here we would need to nuke this. We would need to nuke basically the existing cache keys, right? Before we do this. Okay, I get that now. I get that. That's fine. That is perfectly fine. And I'm using Fastify Redis, right? Yes. Okay. So we need to kind of clean up the existing. Ah, shit, man, this could be a source of so many bugs. That's really bad. Okay, that's good that has been discovered. How can I delete, remove? I don't. This is using, I believe, IO Redis exactly underneath. Delete the key Redis set handle binary. All right, let's just ask OpenAI. Fuck it. So let's just go over here. I mean, we could use the del, right? But that's deleting the. Okay, I think there's a flush, right? I just don't know the. Actually, maybe if we search for flush, or if we go to IRedis and search for actual flush. Yeah, exactly. All right, never mind. So what I'm gonna do, I'll take this guy and I'll just give it to my lobe chat or whatever. It's just like, I don't even know if my Docker container for OpenAI is running. It's not. Okay, let's just give it to ChatGPT. Who cares? Flush all Redis cache before we generate a new one. I don't remember. It's my brain just doesn't remember. I know it's flush all. I don't know the API of this thing, and I'm not using TypeScript for this repository. So it gets a little bit, yeah, there it is, flush DB. Yeah. Yeah. Very nice. Cool. I like that. I like that very much. Okay, cool. Let's read let's make sure we don't just copy blindly this crap. Let's see if there's anything in the code snippet. This is used to flush the current database. If you want to flush all database, you can replace it with flush all. Yeah, we actually only have one. Yeah, exactly. This is very good. Very good. Very good. Okay. So now in theory, right? Let's double check this. Okay. So every time, as I said, when I save my API, right, we're gonna restart, which is gonna here in SQLize we have this little piece of logic. It says, hey, if the environment is development, always force nuke all the data, alter true, meaning apply certain migrations and stuff like that, or ensure that the tables and everything else is according to the schemas, right? Defined, the models. So that's good. So if I check Redis now, we should have the same equal. Oh, what? Wow, okay. Articles don't exist. What? Why? Keys articles doesn't exist. Jesus Christ. Okay, that's really bad. What happened here? Article hashes. If articles.length. Ah, I see. Wow, okay. Ooh. Very interesting. Okay, wow. That is crazy, man. That is absolutely crazy. Okay. No, this is, I'm very happy. This is very good. This is very good. Like, if there is an issue here, that's very bad. So let's ensure that there isn't an issue, in fact. So we get empty articles, right? Okay, let's see why. So are we, but no, SQLize should populate. So the faker should be running before this crap, right? And I am pretty certain it does, because we do the cache last, right? So where's our setup DB, setup Postgres, setup migration, setup plugins, setup decorators, routes, faker? Yeah, this is where we run the faker, right? So unless this something asynchronous, some async issue here, so we await for the C databases, C development databases. Ooh, okay, I see what's happening. This is happening, right? This is happening, right? So if we do this, then we will not have that issue anymore, right? So if we go now to NoSQL, that's at least my assumption. C development databases. Yeah, I would expect this to be the thing, right? Let's take a look. Oz alive. Good evening, buddy. So articles are still empty. Jesus Christ, why? Yeah, I mean, they're clearly articles, so there's something in here. Cockporn. CCPRN. Yeah. I thought there was another guy. I don't know if it was you, man. Yeah, I think it's you, man. Was it cockporn? Yeah, there was a cockporn guy. No, Leo. I mean, I play whatever comes to my mind. This client FlashDB. It was probably you. Nice, man. Nice. This client FlashDB. So why does this return? Give me 1 second. It might be that. Where is this crap? Maybe it's just flushing a random key. What if we do flush all? Like just nuke them all, right? What the fuck? How much time? I don't know, man. I stream sometimes, then I don't stream for a long time. So I have no idea. I don't do this. This is there's no. I don't measure time. I don't know. Database is empty. Okay. Good evening, YouTube. Users, man, like it's a little bit mind-blowing now. So why? So we have clearly a bunch of articles if we query the database, right? So what is happening here? Models, article, find all. And if we get rid of the flush, right? Let's see. I guess it's going to work then, right? No? All right. Okay. So there's something. You can just go to, can we do this here? Ah, no. You can go and, yeah, I mean, it's called Programmer Network. So what type of social media do you think it is, right? It's a network for fishermen. Models articles. So this is correct, man. So why? So it has to be a concurrency issue. But the problem is, right? The problem is, though, is that shit, man. Okay, so weird. Okay, no, but on the contrary, I'm very happy that it's like this, because if there's an issue, that's great. We found it. We'll now fix it. I just wonder, though, if let's put a timeout here of like I don't know, some seconds, right? So let's say wait for 3 seconds. And then do this, right? Let's make this an async function. Let's see what happens now. All right, so now it works. So yeah, it is a concurrency issue, right? So we can see now that articles, in fact, are fuck. This is bad. Okay, but it's good because this is a very recent regression. I did this, I think, last night. So we need to make sure. So why is this? What's up with this fella? So we create I have my faker instance, I suppose. Yes. Then I wait for this fella, right? Then we have this guy here, right? Well, first and foremost, we don't really need this here, right? So that we can get rid of. That's fine. So if we assume that we're actually executing this, we do a bulk create. Yeah, I mean, there's a bunch of shit that we generate here, right? So that's fine. So yeah, so the same issue. Okay, so there is something. So this is basically not evaluating properly. So create an instance here. You absolutely can, of course, man. Any feedback is a good feedback, of course. Jesus Christ, man. We also don't really have to await here. We can just return this. That's also another thing, right? It's not gonna make much difference, but yeah. Tags and users we get. So basically it's a random. So I would assume that this is literally like super random, depending what's gonna generate, what's gonna get generated. Let's see. Tags and users, yeah. Tags and users. Why would I be using Next.js? Why? So it is development. Okay, so that's good. That's also good. This model user will create. No, you can be an absolute expert or a noob, but you can see how your question comes a little bit strange. You are asking, like, ask yourself, why would I be using that, right? Or anything else, right? Try to reverse that question. Dude, like, this is so weird. So freaking weird, man. Yeah, but what that has to do with the idea that you're using plain JS with no type sounds insane nowadays. I first started watching your stream. I thought it was okay. No, I think it's too much pain to manage. I mean, I don't know what can I say towards that. I mean, if it's painful to you, then I cannot disagree with that, right? I don't think I can disagree with that. I cannot disagree with your pain. So if it's painful, then what can I do, right? Okay, let me actually try one thing, right? Just for the crazy concurrency reason. So if we put this fella over here, and then we do this, right? So if we take a look at that, no, it's the same crap, man. Oh shit, man! Wait a minute. Ah, crap. Yeah, wait. So let's see, what do? We create the users, right? Yes, okay. Then for each user, we create the tags, right? We create the repositories, we create the experiences, we create the meetups, create the meetup events, and then here basically I guess we create the articles, right? Yeah. For each, yes. So I wonder if there's some. Ahmed, can you send me a project that you built? Can you send the URL to something that you've built, please? Send me the platform that you've built, please, right now. Okay, so I actually don't. Actually, you know what? Because we have the. I think I have a debugger set attached to this container of mine. Yeah, actually, that's good. That's very good. Yeah. So let's actually let's set up a debugger here, right? So I'm gonna set a debug point here, and then I'm gonna set up a debug point maybe somewhere inside of there, right? Yeah, exactly, right? So we're gonna maybe set up a debug point somewhere here and here, whatever. It doesn't matter. Let's see where else. Yeah, here. So if we try saving this now, well, I mean, your mentality is absolute, right? Because you're inexperienced, and that's fine. It's fair to as long. I mean, that's good that you acknowledge it, right? There's nothing wrong with your mentality, but your mentality, due to your lack of experience, is absolute, right? You're basically not sharing your own opinion based on your experience. You're sharing the stuff that you read online, right? And it's going to be like that for a long time. It's a very typical junior perspective of things, right? When you're junior, when anybody is a junior out there, you're not sharing your own perspectives. You're sharing things out of the books, out of the tutorials, out of the videos, out of the posts on Twitter, right? And that's fine. That's absolutely expected. Like, you're not doing anything wrong. You're essentially saying things which somebody told you, right? But as the time goes by, you're going to be slowly, adjusting your opinions relative to your experience as well. Not just what somebody said or what you read, but also what you've done, right? So that is perfectly fine. All right, we need to fix this. And actually, fuck it. Why am I so happy that it's broke? I'm actually very happy that this doesn't work, because now I actually remember that I had a set timeout around this thing before, right? So it seems this has been going on for a long time, which I basically fixed, right? So this is not the problem. So this is all good, right? It's just the concurrency issue indeed. So this guy is in question. Why? So if we do things like, if we can we? Yeah, but no, that makes so this doesn't return a promise. That is the problem, right? So the problem of this is that where's ours? Yeah. Redis hash is created successfully, yeah. Let's just go actually to so let's just say, I suppose, wait a minute, so is this basically where we end? Yeah, exactly. So this essentially await promise soul, blah 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 blah. Yes, exactly. So over here we can say console.log. Arpit, good night, my friend. Thank you for coming. User, let's just say, fake Postgres data generated. Let's just run this. And of course, we should do this not over here. Wait a minute, where is this happening? So, yeah, exactly. Okay, so yeah, I see. So let's try something like this. Wait. So I think this is the problem here, most likely. Wait. So we'll loop here, right? We call all of these things, but we don't actually resolve any promise or anything like that. That's just my assumption right now. No PNM. Yeah, we need to do something about that for sure. We need to do something about that. So what if we? Okay, let's you know what, actually, because I obviously can't, let's just paste this to a robot, right? We haven't used the ChatGPT at all today. Why is this not returning a promise? Yeah, exactly, right? So you have multiple asynchronous operations inside of for each loops. This for each method does not wait for promises to resolve, exactly. So we either need to use a map and promise all or something like that. Let's see what the robot is actually going to do. Yes, beautiful. Okay, so that's it. Good, great. I mean, the irony with SQLize.js, right, is that we could have used their original seed. It's just that I haven't done that. But you can see they have the seeds themselves, right? So they have like a built-in way to seed your data, right? But I didn't do it. I did it using SQLize. Using Faker, right? So that is maybe it would have been easier before. Okay, so let's try that. And just for the sake of this, it has tags, whatever. Okay, yeah, this just prevents recreating more users, right? So that's okay. So if we get over here. Nice, there we go. Okay, good. So let's nuke it all. Let's remove it. Yes. Let's save again, just so we restart the server. And I think now, actually, that if statement is a little bit problematic, the one that we have, because of that, because of this guy, right? We're not going to generate anything. So, and what is the consequence of removing this check? It's been long ago since I wrote this. So the consequence for the cache is none, right? So that's going to be fine. But what if we save again? It's going to recreate the same tags again? I believe so, right? So if we go to a Postgres database now, and we go into tags, probably have duplicates now, right? So let's just say, hey, select all from tag, where name is, JavaScript, right? And filter to. So no, actually, it's fine, I suppose. Yeah, maybe. So I think that's it. I think that's good. So that issue is actually fixed. And in fact, I need to push this to production right away, because that's actually a bug. That's pretty terrible bug. So just this part. Wait a minute. What do we do? So this one, no, not yet. Flush all the rows cache before generating new hashes. Yeah, exactly. So this seems. I guess okay. Create the users, the tags, the articles, right? Now we're actually properly awaiting over here, so that's actually very good. Okay, well, that's fine. And then the rest of this we're gonna push. Yeah, I mean, I can also push this because this essentially is just for development anyway, right? So that's okay. And it was mainly happening in development, right? Not in production. Create Redis hashes, yeah. Okay, so we'll actually push this bad boy as well. And I suppose we should be able to see development database async. Yeah, so if it's development, yeah, so we shouldn't worry about that. Okay, cool. So we can in fact deploy that. Programmer network. Where's my CI? It's over here. Give me 1 second. Just give me 2 seconds, fellas. All right, cool. All right, so that's good. That's actually very good. I'm very happy because of that, because that has been a painful thing. Very also prone to pretty bad bugs, because, you know, we were resolving the cache that's wrong, which could result in showing a completely wrong notification, right? So that's pretty terrible. Okay, so that's good. So now if we go back with the proper cache, so if I go over here and go to localhost 301 and then log in as someone else, right? And then, you know, Alexander, and then I like my own article again. What the fuck happened here? Ouch. Ooh, abort. Shit, let's stop the build. Okay, that is, we need to cancel that workflow. Let's see where we messed up. That's not good. What happened with our cache? Users, tags. So tags are the only good ones. Users, shit. Or maybe this was just a development thing. Let's nuke it here. That moment of certainty was beautiful until all of my dreams have been shattered. Beautiful. A sense of, oh my god, so wrong. Okay. So, yes. Okay. I did that a few days ago, but don't worry, I have backups every 4 hours. I did that a few days ago. So I think it's the ChatGPT that got a little bit drunk, most likely here. Because if we actually, no, this is fine. I like this. I find this fun. I find this fun because yeah, it's yeah. So if we get over here and take a look at actually what we get, we'll probably notice that we're getting a wrong payload, right? Because ChatGPT generated that crap, right? Let's see. Yeah, as you can see, no, as you can't see. Nah. So, what am I printing? Users. Oh, I'm an idiot. That's why. Okay, I'm a complete idiot. I reversed the order of this, so that's why. Okay, I would blame the robot. It's on me. I'm an idiot, not the robot. Okay. So I think it's this is the issue, right? This is the issue. So we forgot to change the order after we destructured, well, after we updated that. So now, yes, yes, and yes. Okay, well that's what it is. That's how it is. You know, let's still blame the robot, even though it had nothing to do with this. Okay, cool. Let's redeploy that. Yeah, I mean, you know. Let's deploy that again. Cool. Okay, great, nice. Okay, anyway, so that's good, right? So now we can test our notifications again, right? Yeah, exactly. All right, so I like this. So now it should be sending an email, right? Yes. Beautiful. And yeah, go to article, go to our, let's copy the link. Let's try to open it up locally. Oops, localhost 3001. There we go. There we go. Okay, good. So we fixed that, all of that. That's cool. So we just tested liking the article. Let's test commenting on the article. So let's go back here and let's say Alex is so not smart. All right, let's stop a little bit with sentimental songs. Actually, no. Let's play some Tool. Alrighty, so let's go to our email again. Yes. Yeah. Well. Unfortunately, we could definitely pass an additional variable SMADI exactly and pass it to hostname. You're right. It's just for the most part, it's not worth it because it's usually you do this once and then you no longer actually care about it. But you're right. We could in fact somewhere in our notifications, right, where this logic is, just here pass the hostname, right? You're absolutely right, because I am, as you can see, passing. Or we could just construct these strings. All of these strings we could construct here, and then, instead of sending these partial kind of fragments, right, we could, of course, just send the complete strings to SendGrid, right? And then the one that we didn't... Why can you do things exactly? What would I stream then, right? You have a new follower. Yes, exactly. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so basically notifications are working. The emails, I mean, are working. So that's good, guys. That is very good. That is very good. Yeah, I think so. So we have a centralized place where we send this crap. So I think the only missing one, essentially, so we have a comment on an article, we have liking a comment, we have liking an article. So what else are we missing? So you can like a thought, right? Like a thought. Like a comment on a thought, right? You can comment on a thought, right? So, okay, sure. Elias, good evening, my friend. How are you doing? It's been a long time since we spoke. So, okay, cool. And thank you everybody for your follows, very much. So that's almost it, right? So what we have to do is just generalize this a little bit better. We need to Fluffy Sauce. Thank you very much, buddy. That's very kind of you. It's very kind. Neo, oh my God. Good evening, buddy. How are you doing? How is life? So good evening, Fluffy Sauce. Elias, how is the app going? I mean, it's always going forward. You know my generic answer always. I haven't been streaming in a long time, up until recently. I think I was almost gone for 2 months. But as I always say, it's we're gonna build this, and it's gonna take probably a few more years until this platform is what I want it to be. Daniel, good evening, Daniel. How are you doing? So it's gonna take a long time to build what I want to build, right? With the time I have, of course. I do this only a few hours a week, right? That's a long time. I mean, that's a very dangerous sentence, right? I mean, if you reverse that thing and ask, okay, what did you then build in a shorter period of time or a longer period of time? You get what I mean? It's a very everything you have to, yeah. Let me not get into philosophy of that, but exactly, Rome was not exact. No, I mean, it's not really fluffy. It's not really about quality, right? I mean, I have a wife and kid and full-time job and other activities, so it's just a matter of you can't physically beat time or in any other way. So you have as much time as you have, and you can make the best out of it. If you have an hour a day, well, it's an hour a day. Sometimes it's not even an hour. Sometimes it's 5 hours in the weekend, right? But you have to be realistic with yourself. You have what you have. You cannot have more. From retirement home, pretty much. Well, I mean, a bunch of libraries that I wrote are open source, right? I don't think that this platform anytime soon is going to be fully open source, but you can contribute. I mean, you can contribute to a bunch of libraries I've wrote, right? You can contribute to, Yale library, the UI library, for example, that right? So the whole UI library for programming network, I built it, right? So you can contribute to this. Everything is on NPM, right? You can contribute to use AJV4 validation. You can contribute to several things here, right? So maybe you can find something. Some people have already contributed. So, oh shit, did I deploy that stuff? Yeah, that would be, and who knows, maybe one day the whole project becomes open source, but for now, no, it's not even that. I mean, it's not that it's not even that, right? I know that you're kidding to some degree, Rebecca. Maybe there's a bit of that as well, but it's not that. It's just it's worse than that. It's about people think that they want to help, but actually they don't want to help. That's the problem, right? People think that people get interested. People get interested every day about different things, and one day a person X is interested in something, and then in 3 days that person is no longer interested, right? So in order to accept someone on your project, you need to make sure it's the right person, right? Okay, so basically, so that's kind of fine. Idea is meaningless, right? Ideas mean nothing. Ideas are everybody has ideas. My grandma has ideas, right? My mom, dad, my wife, my kid, right? Ideas are worth nothing. People often thought, oh, I have this idea, but nobody can hear about it. Ideas are worthless, right? I don't use any external stuff. I built it myself. I'm not using Auth0, and yeah, definitely no. There's very few external libraries in this project. So this is pretty much these are the things that are left pretty much, right? Execution is everything. There are many things which are everything, right? Again, these advices, right? Like execution is everything and stuff. It's hard to disagree with that, but these are very generic things to say, right? These are basically theoretical, out of the lean startup books type of advices, right? Execution is not everything. There's many things when building a product which which affect many things, right? So execution is definitely not everything. You can execute a wrong thing in 3 days and also make no results. So if building companies and products was easy, 80% of companies wouldn't fail. Everybody would succeed. So there's a lot of these influential types of generic kind of sayings which are very worthless, right? Execution isn't everything. There's many things that have to align at a certain time and age and moment, etc., for one to build something. And then there's quite the reverse thing. Sometimes there's some types of products that you have to build in order to know if the market exists, right? You cannot go to programmer and say, what do you think about a network for programmers, right? Because that is impossible to gather such data and have it quantified, because a lot of people don't know what they want until it exists and until it actually provides value by having content and community and stuff like that, right? So you cannot count so much on every single user to know if something is valuable to them at that specific moment, because some things become valuable as they provide value, right? So, and timing is everything, execution is everything, product is everything, marketing is everything, sales is everything, right? So there's so many segments of a product that are everything, and they're everything at given stages of your product development cycle, right? So engineering is everything at one point, but then afterwards, marketing is everything, and then sales is everything. Then connection between marketing and sales team is everything. Then a customer success is everything, right? So these are like, I mean, I've been building products for 20 years and I've been working for some amazing startups, so I know this inside out, right? I help all of these teams every single day as a tech lead, right? So everything is everything, and nothing is everything, depending of the stage of the product, right? So everything is everything. Tech lead does not code. I mean, yeah, I don't code even remotely as much at work anymore as I used to, because I spend a lot of time in the meetings and making sure that my team is efficient, right? But I still do code, of course, but not as much as I used to, right? This is a very different stream, right? I don't give a shit. I'm not an influencer, just FYI. So if you're new here, I'm just a dude who sometimes streams and then I don't for some time. And I build this on the stream sometimes and then I don't, right? So I'm not a typical, you might see me 5 days in a row now, or you might not see me in 4 weeks again, right? So it's not a typical influencer experience. I don't give a shit, right? You're gonna call me an influencer. Fair enough. Actually, I wrote a yeah, my team at work has been, because I was writing these, I was recording these recent YouTube videos. I started the YouTube channel, and my team was trolling me today. It's like, hey Alex, you became an influencer, and I hate that, the influencer thing. I'm just disgusted by the concept of it. Like, influence. What do you do in life? Influence. YouTube tech influencer. Oh my god. All right, let's no. And then we'll so let's actually do this just for now, and then we'll improve this, right? Once it. So if then we'll metadata is what a thought, right? Why are you writing follow, dude? If type is like and a comment, yeah, this is also wrong. So we'll need to, so this is not really sufficient. So if type like and metadata type comment, so that's not really, so if it's a like on a thought, so we'll need to, we'll generalize this, and I'm not worried about it. If it's a like on a comment, so yeah. So here essentially we need to, your comment, your okay, so. So this is kind of accurate, right? But you can see that you can light a comment on different types of these polymorphic resources, right? So here essentially, you know, we have a thought. You know, you can like a comment on a thought. You can like a comment. Actually, you can like a comment on any polymorph, because I implemented this in a very polymorphic way, right? So the comment system that I built essentially really can be, you can write a comment on any resource. That's the whole point of Commentable ID, Commentable Type. So basically, yeah. So once this fully works and all templates are there, right? Then we're gonna improve this. It doesn't matter. So really, so the only difference here is that the template ID is going to have to differ, or let me just think, because we can do this in several ways. So we can have separate templates now for the commentable type. So hey, you have your comment received a like by someone on a resource, which is something, article, thought, whatever. Or we can just keep a singular template in SendGrid, basically just whenever you like a comment, and then have a dynamic URL that takes you. Yeah. Okay, but I actually don't care. So I don't actually have to finalize it, I guess, now, because we see that we can see that the notifications have actually worked. So that's good. We just need to just clean up and stuff like that, right? And make it a little bit more declarative, because I hate this imperative code. I despise this. Like, when I look at this, it's like I didn't write this, but it's okay, because we are in a POC mode right now, so we're just making sure that we get it right. Let me just think. Yeah, so we can kind of generalize this crap, right? So if a type is a comment, and then we can actually say here, we can also do the, you know, dot includes, and then we can say, you know, article. Yeah, I think let's play with it. We need to kind of, and then we should create an enum of, because this project unfortunately isn't written in TypeScript. I'll have to convert that, but it doesn't matter. So we can have right now, as far as I know, we have article taught, and you can leave a comment on a course, because we have we need to finalize that, but we also have courses as well, so you can leave a comment. Actually, can you? Yeah, you can leave a comment on a course as well, right? So we'll cover that, but let's actually say course, for example. So new comment on your, and then this essentially is going to be a commentable type, right? And then we can have an inner if statement or whatever that essentially So this is really the only difference, right? So this template ID is each one of the different ones might if we want that. Or the question is, okay, so if we take a look at our SendGrid, and what are we talking about? We're talking about the comments, right? So if you leave a comment, new article comment. So yeah, this is our existing template. So we can essentially, if we generalize this, yeah, so we could pass a commentable type. So it's going to be new comment on your something. Alexander has commented on your something. And then the go to article and stuff. So we could pass this stuff. We could pass the URL. We could generate the URL in our API and then pass that as a dynamic to this dynamic template thing as a yeah. That way we can cut down on the amount of these templates, email templates we have to generate, right? So yeah, we can actually do this. We can have a single thing. What about the program network logo? I mean, I swear to God, I tried that. Rebecca. And right now, I mean, I'm not concerned so much how these things look like, to be honest. I don't care, because once this fully is perfect as I want it, or not perfect, once it fully works, all of the what they're called, all of the cases, all of the possible things and notifications. But I tried actually adding it here, and I don't know. If we preview, we also need to make sure that these images I checked on my phone, the dark mode doesn't look good. Yeah, I mean, it's not disgusting, so we could try. Plus text below. Okay, let's try that. Sure, why not? Image in text. What is this? Image in text. Let's try that. Ah, never mind. But again, yeah, I don't have, unfortunately, much time to design this. I have to put this very limited time for this platform into actually infrastructure and a lot of other things. It's a very complicated thing. But if I had someone to design these, I would be very happy. So I don't have to do it myself. Shit, what is this huge? Don't you have? No, I don't think so. I mean, if we go here, this is basically just HTML, right? But I can design that. So Smadi, yeah, we definitely will all completely clean this up. So yeah, I'm just now, I mean, basically I'm doing a POC. I'm thinking out loud and writing a potential solution, right? So I don't like to optimize things until they work, right? Because updating these if statements and making it clean, that is anyone, an entry-level developer can do that, right? It's more about just poking it until you like it. That's how I function. That's how I build everything, right? You need to see certain things in action right? Because now I have actually went, instead of creating 4 different templates, we're gonna write. But you're absolutely, so don't look at this as this is not complete. This is gonna look in an hour very different, right? I absolutely don't care how it looks like. It's just we need to find a system. We're building a subsystem now for this, because this is going to be extensible. We're going to be adding new, types, new commentable types, blah, blah, blah. I know that so it's going to be something where you just say, okay, just add a new commentable type. And probably if I go to my, for example, comment system, I don't actually remember how I built it. But you can see here that I have commentable types. So probably the way that this is going to end up is I'm going to probably export this commentable types from here, and then it's going to be kind of glued to my comments model, to my table. So whenever I extend it here, we're going to expect the notification system to also just support out of the box these types of notifications and send an email, right? But let's not get ahead of ourselves, right? Let's do the core first, and it works, and we release it to production. That's the version 1. And then we refine and get obsessed by things that nobody's gonna see, right? We need to be careful not to overdo things, right? Because again, it doesn't matter. Okay, so yeah, this is what we were doing, right? So if you leave a comment, on any commentable type. It's actually strange that my commentable type, that's actually very weird, to be honest with you. I'm sorry, I just, yeah, okay, never mind. But a course is missing there. Okay, okay, sure, okay. New comment on your something by someone. Someone has commented on your something, right? So that's cool. And now this article select. So this is what we need to generalize, right? So if we want to be smart, if we want to do this, if we want to, so this is the problem of going very generic, right? The problem is like, if we make this generic, is that helpful actually? It's not about gaining points on a clever code. It's about usability. So if we kind of now use a single template for, you know, these types of things, like all the comments, the question then becomes, you know, is that good? I mean, are we having the freedom to design these templates and make them right? Because it's not a code, it's not a competition. It's not about being clever. It's about building a product that makes sense. So now if we just reuse the same template for all of these types, we have to ask a question. Okay, is the image going to be the same? Maybe. What about this button, right? So where can we go? We can go to an article when we click on it. Okay, good. We can go to the taught. Yes, we can. We can go to a course. Yes, we can. So that's good. So we know that the button itself can also be dynamic. It can say go to somewhere or see whatever the copy is going to be, right? What about the image? So the images are basically rendered in here, inside of this crap, right? So the question then becomes, could we use images like the URLs from their CDN and then inject them in here, right? That is the question. So can I, with this SendGrid thing, can we render a dynamic thing in here, right? So can we do like handlebars type of style, right? We say src, or we do this like image URL, whatever. So we need to learn this. I mean, we need to figure out if we can do it with this service, right? Give me 1 second. Actually, shit, I mean, I think that's actually easier to test than just talking about it like an idiot. So if I'm going to remove this for now. I'm going to remove that as well. Come on. Okay, so if we go here and drag this crap, is there some place where they're expecting a URL to the image? No. All right, let's ask this bad boy. Can I pass an image URL to a SendGrid dynamic template, and can the image be hosted elsewhere other than a SendGrid's CDN? Maybe they have course or something. I don't know. Yes, you can pass an image URL. Okay, good. That's exactly our assumption, right? Vercel, but what is this? What is this, Madi? How is this useful to us? Like, you mean the style, like how the things look like, or? What do you want me to focus on exactly? I guess the templates. I mean, we don't need that because, I mean, we could. I mean, I like how this looks like. I think this looks very nice. But I don't think that, again, we don't care about how the things look like for now, right? We just want to finalize the feature. That's what we want. So this is good. This is perfect. Okay. Well, I mean, in this case, then we're gonna essentially. So now this becomes a matter of ownership. So there are two issues, not issues, but two considerations in here. As soon as you move, so the biggest problem with these types of solutions, and it's fine at this stage where I'm the only developer, right? But the biggest problem with these decisions that I'm making right now is that that's why you have services such as Customer IO, where your API almost becomes meaningless, because it's not that developers are never going to be managing emails. It's going to be your marketing team is going to be creating marketing campaigns. They will be your designer is going to be, you're going to have a designer that's going to generate these designs for the marketing teams, right? So the only downside of what we're doing here is we're moving a state of something such as email images and email knowledge into the code. So for me, this is a benefit now, because I'm building this and I know I've built every single thing of this whole system and bunch of systems. But in reality, like, you would definitely not want to do this. You would just fire some event, either using Segment or Zapier or Customer IO or whatever, and then you would handle this crap elsewhere. You don't want your developers to be spending time dealing with template IDs and email designs. That would be a disaster for a company, right? Never want to do so. Never do this. Never. I do this because of COGS, costs of goods sold. I don't want to be, because I don't know if you know, this Customer IO, actually, I applied for a startup program for this side project, Programmer Network, and they actually accepted us. I mean, we actually have Customer IO now for 1 year. Unfortunately, I changed my mind. I'm not going to couple the product to them, because after 1 year, it costs $100 a month. And our whole infrastructure right now doesn't cost, you see. So once you kind of get out of the startup program, it's $100. Is this worth, if you're an established business and you have some marketing campaigns and stuff? Absolutely. Customer IO is one of the best products when it comes to marketing automation, etc., etc. But we don't need that, right? I don't need marketing automation. I have no marketing campaigns. I just need to send emails, right? So SendGrid, for example, is fine. So is some other alternatives, right? Because if you take a look at the pricing, this is acceptable, for example. So for example, you can see up until, I believe, 50,000 emails, it's like $20. Yeah, a month. It's gonna be right. So this is acceptable for this. I would pay this if we need to, right? So anyway, but that's just how it is. So keeping hard coding image URLs here is is that no, but at this stage, that's fine, right? Yeah, Amazon AWS SES is super cheap. It's just you don't get the stuff like SendGrid, right? You don't get these types of things, right? You don't get these basically dashboard analytics, right? Because here you have the dashboard, you have bounce rates, you have a bunch of other stuff. Amazon SES is amazing. It's actually the cheapest email service out there. I mean, even this Resend is using, even these guys are using, I believe, Amazon SES, right? But a lot of companies are actually building products on top of AWS SES, but then they're building all of these extra features for you, so you can, right? Why don't you use your own server to send mail for it? You cannot do that, Rebecca, because your DNS and your email would be banned very quickly, right? So the core reason why you're not sending emails yourself is because you haven't built the trust yet. You haven't built your email. Basically is not. Once your email gets blacklisted, it's very, very hard to get out. Completable Dev, I love you, man. Thank you very much for coming. Thank you very much for coming. I appreciate you, man. But you see, I made a terrible mistake here. Like we have wasted now an hour. So you can see, I mean, what you can learn out of this past hour, that is that, again, I should have went way, way micro with this. Because what are we trying to achieve here? What am I even doing, right? This is a terrible, I mean, this was a terrible decision that I made, right? What are we really solving here? Why am I even doing this crap, right? I'm doing it because I want engagement, right? I want to reduce churn, right? So this is what I want. I want to send an email when something happens, so a user can click on that and get into the app. None of this crap that I just did actually was worth the time for the version 1. So we should have already released this without needing to say man, this is a perfect lesson. Perfect lesson. This is anti-pattern of building things in a very agile and incremental way. Let me tell you why. I could have just said, you have a comment on an article. Go to your profile. You would click this crap, you would get to your profile, and then you would see the notification here. The UX is it's marginally different. Is it better to send the user directly to the article where somebody left a comment? Sure. But is it better to have this already released so people can already at least get notified, which is the core functionality here? Absolutely. So I've spent now 1.5 hours, dealing with these fucking templates and crap, injecting, generating URLs and doing this perfect stuff, while not actually releasing the version 1 that just says, hey, you have somebody followed you. We could even say somebody. It doesn't even matter who it is, because you just want to go and see who it is. And then when you get there, you're like, okay, oh, Idea Maker followed me. All right, that's cool, right? So it's a huge trap, right? Okay, I get I'm streaming, so I'm trying to, I guess, it's a type of entertainment. I get that, but it's don't do this. Like we could have finished this already and then wasted time with templates and all of that crap, right? But it's too late now. We're deep in it already, so we need to finish it. That's just. Give me 1 second. What is the time? Okay, actually, fuck. Let's see if there's any questions. Let's see if there's any questions. I didn't realize it's midnight. Then we meet together tomorrow again, and then we solve these things. Or I might actually sit now for 20 minutes and do it. Is there anybody here, especially new people? Is there anybody here that? By the way, I've recently, started investing time into YouTube shit. So if you need, I've started the, I think pretty nice YouTube channel, where I genuinely share real life stuff, no propaganda and stuff. Let me just share it with you guys. If you want, give it a shot. There's a lot of good advice that I give there. I'm not selling courses. I'm not selling any shit. I'm just recording videos because I like it. So if you want some insights, actually go there. I think you can learn a lot of stuff. Sell merch. Actually, Rebecca, you've been asking for that for a long time. There would be 3 of you who would buy it. Actually, to be honest, if you want, Rebecca, just set up some store and I'm up for it. If you get the time, set up some store and junior developer, but have a hard time to get a foot through the door. Any ideas for a way to get a living? These days? I think Vontola. Actually, let me put this thing down so I can read easier. Juniors have never been getting jobs in 3 days. I think there's so many of these influencers, so many of these YouTubers who are trying to sell you all of the crap. It's incredible, right? I've been in this industry for 17 years full time, and I have never seen juniors getting jobs instantly. It has never been, no matter how the tech industry was and how it fluctuated and how it changed over time. I'm starting to have an impression that somebody's telling you junior developers that somewhat before you would just instantly get a job. That's bullshit, man. It's a competitive landscape, and tech companies are no different than any other companies. Every company wants to hire the best person for the job, right? So you just have to keep applying, man, and keep getting better in your interviews. Analyze your interview experience. If you go somewhere, you get rejected. It happens to 99% people. Figure out what you said, what you didn't say, and then refine. I mean, there's nobody can tell you, man. If anybody tells you anything different, they're bullshitting you, man. There's literally nothing you can do. There's everybody keeps seeking for the secret sauce. There's no secret ingredient, man. Job market has always been since the dawn of time. You go, you apply, you fail, you apply again, you fail, you apply again, and at one point you get a job. And then once you get yourself into industry, it becomes easier and easier. And there's like, stop seeking. If you're seeking for some other advice, there's no other advice. Where did you go to school? I don't understand the relevance of that question, to be honest. But you have my LinkedIn in a Twitch about section. Any opinion on tabs versus spaces? I don't know if it's a serious question. I hope not. I don't have an opinion. No. It sounds like one of the USSR schools. I definitely went to USSR school. Yes, definitely. I was in Mother Russia in school. Yes. Suggestion on PN, can you make it where I'm never logged out? All platforms use, I can't remember. I mean, Smaddy, I could. It's just not worth the time now, right? The value gained out of that would be marginal. Why? Because very few people even visit the site, let alone log in, right? So I think I should rather put my time elsewhere to try to get more people to you know, No, the cookie time is already, I mean, the thing is I built, you know, I'm not using any external service. So for example, Auth0, Propel Auth, and a lot of these services, they implement a concept of a refresh token, right? So before your initial token expires, they refresh a new one. So they give you a new JVT, right? We don't have that in Programmer Network, right? Because again, it's once the occurrence of this, if ever, we see it more, then we're going to fix that issue, right? Oh, no, sorry, I don't ignore questions. I don't know. Are you familiar with the Kierkegaard? Yeah, I have these books, man, for 25 years. I have them actually here also behind me. But they never made it to Russia. We don't have electricity here in Russia. We live on the trees. I don't know if you missed my question or you don't want to talk about it, but I'd like to hear your opinion about Macs. And why you're not using... I am using a Mac for work. This is my work laptop. This is my MacBook Pro. I'm just streaming from this computer. This is my streaming machine, and I have a Linux laptop, my personal one. I don't give a shit what people at Google use, man. I mean, I don't know if you're trolling or if you're genuinely being serious. I don't understand your points, man. Who gives a shit what people at Google are using? What is the relevance of that argument? Can you explain? So I mean, then it makes it even worse that you're serious because you're saying stupid shit. Especially with tabs, like are you 70? Are you like 13 years old? Like what is happening here? Come on, dude. Shut up. Like seriously. Let's not waste other people's time. Yeah, but you're not 60, man. You're maybe 6 based on your questions, okay? So if you don't have any meaningful thing to add, then just let other people. Let's not waste the time, right? So shut the fuck up, okay? Trying to decide what laptop to buy. I mean, definitely. I mean, MacBook Pro is probably the best laptop out there, right? So I mean, obviously my MacBook Pro. I worked at Intel Research. I don't give a shit where you work, bro. All right, he's gone. So MacBook Pro is a very good laptop, right? I'm not a fan of Apple, but it's a very good laptop for sure. So if you can afford it, you can definitely buy it. What about making blog posts when you add? So Rebecca, if you remember, actually, I mean, I could do that, right? If you remember, Rebecca, if I go to the main right screen, if we go to Discord, right? If you remember, at one point I started making these videos, right? Whenever I would release something, I would make like a release video. I mean, to be honest with you, Rebecca, I mean, the best thing for me probably would be to do as least of any of these things and focus on building the network, right? I mean, the stream, the thing is, like, I don't know, right? I don't think that, I mean, what I've realized with YouTube, what I've realized with this stream, right, is that it's very one-sided in a way, right? Most people come, they ask the questions, right, and stuff like that, and then they're not here for any particular reason other than getting something out, right? So I don't think that people would actually care if they get that email, right? I don't know. Because there's a lot of ideas, right? There's a lot of stuff one can do, but I think it's just about prioritizing the time and stuff, right? Yeah, there is a changelog on the website. I just haven't updated that in a very long time, right? If you're writing .NET, you should definitely not buy a MacBook Pro. No. If you're C# developer or .NET developer, you 100% should not get a Mac. Exactly, Rebecca. I mean, it's your points are always on point, to be honest. I mean, it's so many great suggestions. Again, it's just it's so hard to do all of that alone, right? A lot of people before would tell me, hey, why don't you cut your live stream videos, right? There's a lot of good content in there. It's like, man, it would take hours just to cut these videos, right? I mean, doesn't .NET Core run cross? It does run cross-platform, but it's still the best supported on Windows. I'm not suggesting that you can't do it on Mac. I would just find it very meaningless to write C# on a Mac. But definitely, I mean, I had so many computers, man. This computer that I'm streaming from is arguably one of the best computers in the whole Copenhagen, right? So I'm always top-notch with hardware. But when it comes to laptops and, MacBook is probably the best experience I had. And I had a MacBook Pro for almost, 15 years now. Definitely. I mean, again, if you're writing C# or anything like that, it would make no sense you would just make your life a lot harder, right? All right, I'm just gonna wait a little bit more. We can't use Visual Studio on Mac. You can. There is a version you can install. Yes, you can install a version of Visual Studio on Mac, definitely. But again, I wouldn't do that. Definitely reps. I mean, you can practice Kubernetes that way, right? You can go on you can buy like 3 different old laptops for 50 euros and make a Kubernetes cluster at home. Just get some cheap switch, cheap router, put them in the same subnet, right? Expose them, port forward. It's incredible what you can do, right, with so little money today. I mean, I have a Raspberry Pi cluster right here, right, as you guys know, and that's my way of doing that. And I also have Programmer Network, right? But Absolutely, man. That's the best way to learn, is to have something, right? To Windsward, yeah, man. I think I'm about to leave. It's been 2 hours since I'm streaming, and that is for me. That is for me sufficient. But I'm just gonna chat a little bit more to see if people have any questions or whatever. Give me 1 second. I haven't, to be honest, Madi. No, I haven't. Process orchestration software. I'm just Googling to see what Camunda is. The guide to process automation tools and solutions. No. Yeah, this looks, yeah, what is this? Camunda provides a workflow and decision automation platform offering process orchestration capabilities. Camunda platform, let me just switch to this thing. Give me 1 sec. Of course, Mehmet, of course, man. My pleasure, man. Thank you for watching. I very much appreciate that. But yeah, I don't know. I've never heard about Camunda, to be honest. So, Leo, man, I love you for being here the whole time, dude. The thing is, Madi, I don't. If I can avoid any sort of tools like that, any sort of tools like Visual Paradigm or whatever, I would rather do that, right? So I'm a very anti-tool. If you were part of my team and suggested a tool, you would have to have such insanely good arguments to use it. I'm by default no. For me, by default is a no, right? So if you suggest any tool, my default answer is no. And then you have to prove why yes. Because there's so many tools claiming to be solving so many problems, right? That, I mean, at the end of the day, what really a team needs is a good Kanban board like Linear, a good team process of code reviews, and good tech lead, team lead, CTO to make people work together and like each other. And because at the end of the day, once you add all of these tools, it becomes a burden. It becomes every time you add a tool, you increase onboarding time of your team. You increase the somebody has to maintain that crap. Somebody has to clean it up. So I'm very cautious about changing things that way, right? So I would say make your mantra to be, if there's a appealing reason and a good reason and argumented factual reason why to use something. And the same goes with libraries and all of the other things, right? Unless you can argument, because as I said many times before in the stream, right? Whenever you suggest a tool to your team, it's absolutely your responsibility to make your team want that. Because whenever you go to your team with a suggestion, they don't give a shit. They don't care, right? So you have to sell it. It's your responsibility to say, hey guys, how about we use this tool? This is the technical document. This is why. It's going to solve this. And then if the team shows interest, they still don't care. You have to implement it. So you have to sell it and you have to integrate it. Otherwise, don't suggest it because it's nobody cares, basically. And that's how I do it in my team. Whenever somebody suggests a tool and we're like, yeah, let's try it. Okay, well, implement it. Add it, make it work. And you would be actually super surprised how much it puts people off. Well, once you give them that responsibility, you want a tool? Yes, implement it. Right? No. So Tyler, good evening, buddy. That was not to say that. Look, I expect nothing of people, right? It's my conscious choice to be here and spend my time. So please, don't take my words. Don't take my words in a negative way. You are absolutely not obliged to do anything, right? You can do a million more fun things than watch my face, right? It was more in relation to the fact that people don't really care about the things you're building on this platform. Nobody is here because I'm building Programmer Network. I mean, heck, people don't even want to take 3 seconds to sign up, let alone care about next feature that I can notify them that I built. So that was my point, right? People have different reasons why they do different things, and I respect that, right? It's just it was a response to Rebecca. I mean, 2 people have signed up on Programmer Network, and I was streaming for 3 hours, right? So that just proves exactly what I said. So it's not a platform. It's not a great platform for these types of things. Right? This is an entertainment platform, right? Exactly, Rebecca. It's an entertainment platform. People here click from stream to stream every 3 seconds. Your account is very low key. What does that mean? Good evening, Hardik. What do you mean your account is low key? What does that mean? I was trying to suggest my friends how chill your content is, but that's just how it is, right? That is it's not a this is not a platform where you come and build products for sure, right? Because okay, great. Time to go, I guess. Shit, it's midnight. Crap. Alrighty. Well, okay, fellas. I guess there's no more questions, and that is perfectly fine. That is perfectly fine. Hardik, that's very nice, man. I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad to hear that, man. Yeah. All right, fellas, I can see that my wife is knocking the door. She can't sleep from me talking. So I gotta run. I wish you a good night, especially those of you who've been here. Of course, Rebecca, you know the drill. You know the drill. Leo, Rebecca, everybody else, I love you very much. Thank you very Smadi and everybody else. Thank you for spending your precious time here. Cranberry and everybody. Seriously, guys, thank you very much for being here. And YouTube guys as well. Thank you for watching. Reps, likewise, man. Good night, everybody. I'll see you guys tomorrow, most likely. Peace out. Cheers. Right back at you, Cranberry.